Hello everyone, it's me, Clayton. I just got back from watching Alita Battle Angel. Now, in the long line of botched live-action anime adaptations, there have certainly been a few that have managed to rise up and actually managed to be decent representations of the manga or anime that they are based off of. Alita Battle Angel is possibly one of the better versions that you can get for a live action anime adaptation. It's certainly not perfect, but it at least respects the source material and gives us a visually pleasing and rather thrilling ride while it's at it. Let's get to the story, shall we? The story is set several centuries in the future, where we follow a young cyborg named Alita, played by Rose Salazar, who has been reconstructed by a kind doctor named Ito, played by Christoph Waltz. The film revolves around her finding out the ins and outs of the new place she's in, Iron City, finding out about the Sky City known as Zalem, having her play an intense cyborg sport named Motorball, becoming a hunter warrior, and discovering various elements of her past. All of which are storylines that are from the manga. But here's the thing. The story is actually very faithful to the original manga, to the point where some shots in the movie look like modernized versions of shots from the manga's pages. You can tell that James Cameron and director Robert Rodriguez really wanted to make this story like the original source material, and it shows. So it shows that they have a true respect for it. Not only that, but the visuals, as you'd expect from a film with this kind of budget, they look absolutely amazing. The cyborg bodies, the city, almost all of the background details. It's a very visually appealing film, and there's almost always something interesting to look at. That certainly helps when a lot of the story does revolve around finding new parts about Alita and finding new parts about the city and the various aspects of it. But I will agree one of the weaker aspects of the film is the script. That's not to say the script is terrible, but certain lines that worked in manga and anime form just don't translate well to live action form. I think it could have used a rewrite on a couple of dialogue bits, because some are really good, some come across as a little bit cheesy. But that's just me. How are the characters? Well, Alita is pretty much how you'd expect her to be. She's strong-willed, she's curious about the world, she's emotional when she needs to be, she's fired up when she needs to be, she's pretty much how you'd expect. Ito is the same kind doctor with all the aspects of this character pretty much intact. Nova is the same mysterious villain of the film, and all the other actors do a pretty good job with their characters too. If I did have one criticism about the characters is that some of the hunter warriors do seem a little over the top. Again, what translates to anime and manga doesn't necessarily translate well to live action, but, they do their jobs as opponents for Alita pretty well, and some of them even get a good laugh at me from time to time. The tone of the film definitely has that cyberpunk vibe, but it does know when to be serious, when to be funny, and when to be emotionally impactful. And most of the emotional beats work well. Like the relationship with Alita and Ito is great. The relationship between Alita and Hugo is great. Even if it's a little bit, even if it does feel like a cliched film love story, I actually do buy the bond between them. Now, you could say another one of the big problems of the film is the fact that it does feel like it's sort of copying the manga. But then again, I think it does enough things on its own and enough things visually and on a writing basis that has it respect the manga without completely copying it word for word and idea for idea. But the only other criticism I can think of is how it tries to set up a sequel. I won't spoil it. Let's just say that it's clear Robert Rodriguez wants to make this a franchise. Obviously, you can't fit the entire mangas and all of its storylines into one feature-length film. That would be ridiculous. But some people might not like the fact that it has a bit of a sequel bait ending. Personally, I didn't mind it, and I hope it sells well enough to warrant a sequel. Because to me, Alita Battle Angel is a flawed but ultimately very fun movie that I had had a great time with. The visuals are great, the action's great, the characters are great, the world is great, and I want to see more of it. Alita Battle Angel gets an 8 out of 10. See you next time.